I don't know what that answering was. Hey, everybody, Vince Daniel, Vice President of National Missions here, and your host this week for the pre-service at the 2022 M&M Summit. I'm here tonight with Todd Luke, and so often, Todd, a lot of you may have no idea who Todd is, but so much. In fact, I would say everything that has gone on this week at Summit, Todd, you've had your hands in some way, shape, or form.
Well, kind of. And so I just kind of take what you guys, as a planning team, decide that we need to do at the Summit, and I try to talk with the hotels, make sure everything's there, just kind of get it all organized for everything so it goes smoothly.
Well,
that's the plan.
It's the plan, and I know that watching you run this week from this room to that room to make sure things are set up. I just want to say thank you for that work that goes into it, and knowing that, man, there's so many moving parts that people don't realize, from the worship aspect to the services to the breakouts to the different things even we've done in the after parties and the appreciation dinners, and then, like you said, the coordinating with the hotels to make sure the room blocks are square and everything. So, man, just thank you so much for your input on that, your investment, because Lord knows that stuff doesn't fit in a 40-hour work week.
Well,
and so
that's okay.
So thank you for that. I want to ask you this year with some of the changes, what have been some of the highlights for you this week at the Summit?
Well, I've really enjoyed the intentionality we've done with like the after parties and trying to do more interaction with people and just setting it up for that networking time. I think that's been a great deal that we've added this year. So we had after parties on Monday night for everybody, and so that we were able to put into everybody that was here, and I mean everybody stayed. I mean we were kind of planning. I was planning for like 60-70% of people, and I think we were in the 90% of everybody just stayed.
Not a meatball left in the place.
There was nothing left. We went through everything that was there.
Right.
And we were trying to do any more food. No.
And then the second night was the youth after party where they brought in a DJ.
Last night. We had a couple of alarms go off on that one there. The hay set it off, but hey, that was a great time.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do with the young people.
Man, that's right.
So let me ask you, how long have you been doing Summit? Like just either attending or working at, just overall?
Well,
since the get-go?
Working it since I started at headquarters in 14 years.
Okay.
I've been doing the Summit, and I had attended GA several times, as a youngster and growing up through that. But the Summit for 14 years when I first started.
All right.
It was the second year that we had the Summits when I started.
Second year we had the Summit, and so I would guess you've seen multiple changes in or how it was ran or different things that we've done. Are you feeling positive about the direction that it's going?
Oh, definitely. I think we're definitely getting more in, especially with the regionals coming on. So we're able to address some of the big topics that go on in General Baptist here at the Summit, and then we take those and we break them down and go into the regions. We're able to custom, fit those things and the breakouts in there. So I'm really excited about how that's going to come into play coming in the fall and the spring.
Yeah, we haven't spoke a lot about that regional summit move that we're going to be making this fall, but like you said, being able to kind of press down into those individual regions and really maybe hit some of the high points that they're needing or the hot button things that they're needing is going to be such a great tool.
Absolutely.
And it takes us back to our roots. It takes us back to the church.
I think we'll be able to make even deeper relational connections there whenever we get into the local setting, and it's not just the leaders, the main leaders that come here. We're able to get into the next level of the people, the volunteers that are there at the churches. So I think that's just going to deepen the relationships we have. I think it's going to be extremely great.
With Danny's vision for us being for the church and engaging with the church, that's just going to give us another avenue to do that, to be able to really just engage in them. So if you've been watching, that's really what this pre-service has been about this week, is just us wanting more opportunity to engage with you and giving you the opportunity at home to engage with our summit. We're going to take a quick break here for a second. I want to show you some information, or give you some information from Oakland City University, OCU. Most of you are familiar with it. They're a sponsor here this week at the summit, one of our educational opportunities here for General Baptist. So I'm going to take just a few minutes, let you watch this video, and we'll be back shortly. Hey, welcome back to the Sloan Convention Center here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Again, the 2022 Summit for General Baptist, and we're excited to be here with you tonight. This is our last night, so it's been a fantastic week thus far, full of events and services, learning and growing. And some of you may be able to see down the hall behind me where we've had some of our sponsors and some different opportunities for you to engage. And one of those opportunities is Alegria. And I'm going to show this video to you real quick, and I want you to kind of lean into this, because as soon as this is over, we're going to have Sarah Capehart with us, and she's going to be able to help us engage and kind of get a little more information about this wonderful ministry. So take a look.
You may be new to Alegria Accessories, and why does Alegria Accessories exist? Well, it exists to create safe, living wage jobs for my sisters in Honduras that grew up at Faith Home Children's Home, but now they're grown women with families, and they need a safe job with a living wage, and it's scarce. So what started Alegria? A whisper at 2 o'clock in the morning. After I lost my job being a jewelry rep for another company for 22 years, God whispered and said, Sarah, go start your own jewelry company in Honduras and hire the women from Faith Home. Wow. So how is this taking place? Well, I'll let you know. It's not me. It is totally God, because I do not know the first thing about starting an international jewelry company, especially in a country where I don't know. And my viewpoint as a woman from North America, from the United States, is constantly being adjusted by what's happening, empowering women there in Honduras. Well, where did it start? Last year, this time in July of 2021, we had our 3 founding artisans only working a few weekends a month, like one Saturday and then another week and another Saturday. It was a small job. It was part-time. We were making about 200 pieces of jewelry a month, and we were on our manager's back porch working. We rented her space from her. Well, where are we today? How's it going? We have a permanent location that we have leased, and it holds Alegria in a safe place, and it is full of 5 artisans, all 5 of them full-time starting August 1st, which is super exciting because that's why we exist. And each month we are now making about 750 pieces of jewelry. Incredible. We are also now in 25 stores with the start of wholesaling this year. So the vision is to continue to grow in our own online sales and wholesale sales by sharing our mission and inviting joy creators to be involved with sharing and shopping our accessories, leading to more jobs, more of our adult women aging out of the Faith Home family, finding their home working for Alegria. So I have a call to action for you today. Do you own a boutique? Could you maybe have a space where our story could be told? Let's chat. Do you wear jewelry, or do you give gifts? Well, let me help you shop, because shopping and shopping wholesale 100% directly affect our wages. That is exactly how they get paid. Do you have friends? Yes, you do. Let me help you tell them about our mission and how everyone has the power to empower women through Alegria Accessories.
Hey, here we are again back at the Sloan Convention Center, and we're excited that you're back with us. Again, night 3 of the summit, and joining me now is Sarah Capehart with Alegria, and I want to just give you a chance, Sarah, if you would. So a lot of people may not understand the relationship with Faith Home that you have, one of the ministries of General Baptist. So take just a few minutes and just share with the folks how that relationship got started, maybe just a little bit more about the ministry.
Awesome. Well, we're actually a corporation. Alegria was incorporated last year in February in Honduras. I started the company in order to create jobs for our women as they're aging out of Faith Home. I was introduced to 3 of our artisans when I went down on a mission trip. My mom and dad are David and Martha Kelly, and so they were the directors of Faith Home at the beginning. And these girls, I've known them since they were little. The job market is just scarce. And when they do find a job, it's not usually a safe job for a woman, and they might not be able to support themselves on it. So what I wanted to do with Alegria was to create a company where they had a safe place to work. They even have safe transportation to and from work now because we had an issue with that. And so we started providing transportation to make sure our women are safe. And they make a salary that is something they can support themselves on, and they can support their kids on it. So that's what I wanted to do, and it's succeeding. So we're not really sanctioned by the General Baptist, but a business can be a ministry too.
No, 100%. I think we did a study in our church about the work of the Holy Spirit, and how in the Old Testament you see that the Holy Spirit came upon these craftsmen to build and to just create. And so I just love the fact that that's not only seeing a need for something after aging out of faith home, but also looking at the strength of the women that have come through there and walked through that. And so I'm so thankful for that. And whether we call it a corporation, whether we call it a ministry, it's doing one and the same.
Right.
And so we thank you for that. Now, so just being in a family that's GB history and all that, how many of these summits have you been to or been at least connected to?
Well, so many that I occasionally forget and call it
the GA. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We've had several slips this week with that being called that, and I think that's great though. But it's because it speaks to our history.
Right.
And so what's been happening is we've seen people come and they have this history with either the GA or the summit, and they look through and they see relationships that they've had for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Right. And they say it's like our family reunion, that we get to come together and we reconnect with friends. Have you had that experience this week?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now all of the PKs that were sneaking out to go play cards and talk at Camp Rosend.
Right.
We never did that though, Dad.
No.
We were always in our cabins at
other
night.
kids.
It was the other kids.
Right.
Yeah, I just heard about it.
I'm a PK also, so
well,
I understand.
It.
Yeah.
You got it. So we now connect and we're the leaders. That's kind of scary, but
frightening. But yet,
good that we've got the Lord.
That's right. His grace is enough.
Right. And OCU alums that we haven't seen each other since college. I love it.
Yeah, it's been just a great experience this week to be able to see that for people, then just the reconnecting, and then also the new relationships that start. I know having the booth here, you're probably seeing a little bit of old and new relationships that are starting. Well, we want to just say thank you so much, Sarah, for the ministry, for the business, for the opportunities you're giving these women in Honduras and from Faith Home, and also for just the opportunity that you're giving our folks to be able to give into it by purchasing, by supporting that. And so, is there a website that folks, if they're watching, want to make sure? Yeah, please. This is not a shameless plug. This is a ministry plug. This is an opportunity for you to give back in order to help these ladies down in Honduras, this job market in this area. And again, so many people not thinking about this. I appreciate that you took this step to go, let's figure out a way to not just help in the spiritual side of life, but actually in the functional side of life, where we go, hey, how do we just make it? Yeah. And so thank you for that. What is that website? Give us that information.
So it's going to be AlegriaAccessories.com. So ALEGRIA is Alegria, and then of course accessories. Hopefully we can spell that.
Right.
You can order there anytime. Although the GB women here at the summit have been shopping, so there's some stuff selling out. So don't wait. It might be gone.
Yeah, get on while you can get on, right? Hey, real quick, we're going to send it off to a women's ministry video right now. I want to give you a chance to take a look at what's happening in women's ministry, and we'll be back with you in just a few minutes.
Hey everybody, I'm Lisa Vaught from Connection Point Church in Jackson, Missouri, and I am super excited to tell you that we're hosting Inside Out Women's Conference again this year on September 23rd and 24th. We will also be simulcasting to 3 locations, one in Mishawaka, Indiana, Madisonville, Kentucky, and Willow Springs, Missouri. Hebrews 6:19 tells us all about that our hope is an anchor for the soul, firm and secure. We have the greatest hope in the world, and His name is Jesus Christ. He is a firm foundation that we can stand on no matter what life throws our way. It is our job as women to share that hope with other women in our area and around the world. Inside Out offers you multiple opportunities to have a great time, grow in your faith with Christ, and participate in missions. So if you'll come, you're going to experience dynamic worship, experience powerful messages from Christy Knockel. Christy, from Franklin, Tennessee, is a mom, a best-selling author of the book The Life You Long For, and a worship leader that has led many worship sessions with the Passion Tour, as well as with her group, Watermark. You're going to be able to participate in mission projects, shopping. We all like shopping, and some of the vendors will be there that will also sponsor our missions, plus just the fun and fellowship of being together. So ladies, come build a stronger connection with God and other women as we learn about that great hope we have in Jesus Christ.
Hey everybody, here we are back again at the summit, and man, you can start to feel the energy building now in the lobby here. The worship team is preparing, and now joining me is Vicki Smith, and I will have to just admit this, of all the General Baptist people I know, Miss Vicki is one of my favorites. I say that because I also get to be her pastor. And so, Miss Vicki, so good to have you, and thank you for being here representing women's ministry. And they just saw a little bit of video in regards to Inside Out, and so that's exciting stuff. Is there anything that you want to share in regards to Inside Out, and maybe what's coming, or just what you're excited about?
Well, Inside Out is in its 12th year. When the vision was cast, it was to find a way that General Baptist women all over the denomination could meet together in corporate worship.
Right.
Over the years, it's changed. It's taken a different face, and so a couple years ago, we decided to go to a host location and then have some satellite locations. So this year, as you see in the video, host location will be Connection Point.
Okay.
Satellite locations will be in Willow Springs, Missouri, Mishawaka, Indiana, and then in Madisonville, Kentucky.
Okay, fantastic.
And so we're excited about it. Speaker is Christy Knockel. Some of you may know her from the IF Gathering.
Yeah.
She and her husband has wrote a wonderful book, and so we already have the location for 2023. We'll be at Fellowship Church. So
Okay.
we're looking to move it around, trying to attract more women. It's an exciting event. We haven't had anyone leave that's been disappointed.
Isn't it incredible now with what we can do with technology like we're doing right now?
Yes.
To be able to have an event in southeast Missouri that's still going to be in Indiana and going to be in other parts of Missouri and Kentucky.
Yes,
and what an incredible thing that technology allows us to do.
Right.
Now, I've asked everybody that I've talked to, these summits or GAs, depending on when you came into the movement, how long have you and your husband Sid been doing these?
You know, I don't even remember, to be honest. We were missionaries in Honduras, and so of course our term there was 4 years, and we started 2 years ahead. So I know for 6 years we were here raising funds, speaking at breakouts, that type of thing. Prior to that, we came just as GB people wanting to be together to worship. So we remember when it was the GA.
Right.
And so, we have a history in General Baptist.
We've been asked, I've been telling people that there's been a question on whether or not they feel like the summit is a conference or if it's a family reunion. And I don't know that there's a wrong answer in that. And because I think what I've seen this week, I've seen a lot of family reunion stuff.
Yes.
People that I'm relatively new, and I mean we've been in the General Baptist now 14 years. But even with that time, there are people. I heard a gentleman in our breakout today said he'd been pastoring General Baptist churches 50 years.
Oh yeah.
You know, and but have you had some family reunion moments this week?
Yes,
with some people?
I mean there's people that we only see once a year, and that's at Summit.
Yeah.
A lot of them we spoke in their churches. We were doing deputation. Some of them have become dear friends. So we look at it. David Kelly and I actually were having a conversation this morning, and he said, you know, I miss some of those faces that were always here. And of course, each year we lose some, and that's sad. But yeah, it's fun just to see the people that you work and worship with.
So glad that's been able to happen for everybody.
Right.
I think I spoke with Don Key 2 nights ago, and he said he's been coming to these for 120 years.
Right.
I think his number may be off a little, but we have done this 152.
Yes, we have.
So
We have.
if anybody's been here that long, I'm going to say it's Don.
Okay.
And so we've got another video coming up that's going to talk about Women's Ministry Banner Cause, and we're going to get to that in just a second. But with the new model denomination-wise,
Right.
of us shifting to a regional regional model. Women's ministry, you were part of the RTF with me in restructuring, and so I know you kind of jumped ahead and said, hey, if this is where we're going, women's ministry is going to, so many times women go, if this is what we're doing, let's get it done.
Right.
And
that's
so I
exactly
appreciate that.
Yes.
But how is that going within women's ministry?
It's going very well. I'm very pleased with the way it's going. This year, each one of the region directors was tasked with doing a region event. Because of some COVID going on and some things in some of the regions, it was impossible, but we hosted 3 region events. Each one of them had a different personality because of the region, but they were very successful. We probably had a total attendance of, I would say, 500 to 600 women as a result of those 3 events. Prior to the region event, the region plan, we had what was called one-day conventions, and they had just pretty much outlived their usefulness. And so I know I was in Mishawaka, Indiana with that region event, and the women there were thrilled because they tripled their attendance. Last year they had the one-day convention, and this year what they saw at the region event. So it's been very successful. Come January 1, we're going to start hitting it again, hoping to include some more. I'm super excited because I visited with Dustin, who is our new VP of Regional Ministries, and I said, is there any way that we could maybe work together? And I didn't know, and I said, if it's not feasible, just tell me, it's not a problem. He says, no, I can't wait to sit down with you to kind of pick your brain as to how this has been going with women's ministries, and then we're looking into combining. It makes no sense to have a region event but also have the women's region event. So we could have them running concurrently or even the day before or something like that. So I'm super excited about that.
I think the regional model enables us to really kind of drop down into our grassroots and go, who are we in these areas, these regions? Who are we in these different parts of the country? Because although we're all General Baptist, we're all different. And it's what really, I think it's what makes this moment so great is because it all does come together.
And we've always had a pretty big presence at the summit. And but let's be realistic, a lot of our women could not be present at the summit. So this has been an opportunity for them where they are, to catch up. And we totally focus on women's ministries, what's going on in the ministry. And we hope to expand it. We'll be doing some training, some breakouts and some stuff like that.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, again, we're going to go into this banner cause, and I know the video speaks about it, but do you want to share just real quickly what that banner cause is?
Yes. 4 or 5 years ago when I stepped into this position, I realized, having served on the board and be involved in women's ministries, that when you put mission needs out there, you just kind of blow them all out there, and people are literally overwhelmed. Do I support this? Do I support that? I don't have enough money to do all of them. And so I thought, what if we just focus each year on one of our mission fields? Now that doesn't mean that we won't accept funds for something other, and there are needs that come up and people send money for that. But each year we pick a mission field. This year it happens to be India, and we basically have 4 events that fund that. We have Inside Out offering, we have Summit offering, we have World Day of Prayer, and then we have our Zenith Brewster offering, which is in December. So all monies that come in during the year, unless they're designated for something else, we will send to India at the end of the year.
Fantastic.
Next year we're going to do the Marianas, which will be Guam and Saipan. So we'll start in January promoting that. It's worked very well for us.
I love the rifle approach rather than the shotgun. You just have so much more effectiveness with that rifle,
and we've been able to. We can get more information out. This year everything we sent out was about India. Exciting thing that we've got going on now, we're working with Mark Powell, who's VP of Global Missions, and we had thought about developing QR codes and videos, making information more accessible. We found out he was doing that, so we thought, well, why do we both need to do the same thing? So we've been working together. So now we have a QR system that for each one of our mission fields, and we have it at our area, it's at Global Missions, you can click on the QR code and everything you want to know about that mission field will come up.
That's great.
We're trying to educate our women to use that. This afternoon I got to share with them about that, and they're going, this is pretty cool, because churches that still do bulletins, you can put it in your bulletin and say, this month you want to know about Faith Home, do the QR code. We're going to have it on our website, all different opportunities.
So lots of opportunities to be able to connect and to get to know the mission field that they're looking at.
Definitely.
Vicki, I think you've always done a good job, and we've talked about this for a long time through the RTF and then even being in the office together, that I feel right now there's probably the greatest sense of doing more together than we could ever do alone.
Yes.
And it's been fun to be on a team that's energized and a team that's excited to go forward.
Right.
And so we're going to give you just a second. We want you to watch this video on the banner cause. Vicki, thank you so much for stepping in and helping me out tonight. We'll give you just a second, and I'll be back shortly with you, and we'll get ready to close out the evening.
India has a current population of 1.336 billion people. Only 2.3% of those are Christians. Dr. Prakash and Jamima Pamu assume the leadership of the India Association. Included in the ministry of this association are the Dorcas Sewing Centers, Grace Home for Poor Women and Widows, and the Bible Women of India Association. Jesse and Brittany Vamula assume the leadership of the Calvary Grace Association. Included in this ministry are Good Shepherd Children's Home and Lydia Sewing Centers. Calvary Grace Association has also been very active in finding communities in need of water and providing wells for the communities. Women's Ministries has chosen India as the banner cause for 2022. Contributions will be divided equally between the India associations. In 2022, all monies generated from the following will go to support the banner cause: World Day of Prayer, Summit Offering, Inside Out Offering, and a Zenith Brewster Christmas Offering. I would encourage you to find ways that you can support this very worthwhile ministry.
He's locked in my office.
Hey everybody, here we are. We're getting closer and closer to this evening session. Pastor Carl Nichols is going to be bringing the word. The worship has been warming up. It's going to be fantastic. So stay right with us after we close this pre-service, and stay with us through the service time. It's going to be a blessing to you, I'm sure. Joining me right now is one of my dear friends, Dustin Thompson. Dustin Thompson is also just recently taken the position of the Vice President of Regional Ministries. It's a new position with General Baptist. So Dustin, take just a few minutes and share with us what that even means.
Yeah, I'm super excited about where we've been as General Baptist, where we are, but also where we're going. It's been really fun to be a part of the RTF, of the Restructure Task Force, and see how we could build upon an old structure and try to better serve our local General Baptist churches, our local General Baptist pastors. Pastor Danny, President Danny, he talks about how we exist for the church.
Yeah.
And the regional model is a new model that we've created to do exactly that, to help the local church on a regional level. So what we've done is we've taken our country, we've divided it into 6 national regions, we have 1 global region, and we're creating a mechanism to be able to serve our local churches. So what we're doing is it's a way to take what programs, services, initiatives that we have at General Baptist headquarters in Poplar Bluff, but how do we bring those to the local church in a way that is culturally contextualized for you? So for example, Pastor Vince is doing national missions across the country, but we know a church plant in California looks a little bit different than it does in the mitten of Michigan.
Yeah.
And so that's some of what me and the new team is going to be trying to help initiate, how we can serve you in a way that reaches you right where you are.
I think we were just talking with Vicki Smith, Women's Ministries, and they were talking about the regional events.
Yes.
And I know we're going to be moving to regional summits later this fall.
Yeah, so what we're doing is another new thing that we're doing to reach you right where you are is 4 region events.
Yep.
So that's sort of what we're labeling them, but they're strategic one-days that'll happen every other year, at least for now. And what we'll be doing is we'll be bringing training, inspiration, coaching, resourcing to each region as we go. So it's another way to serve you. It's also a big part of like the new governing mechanism so that you can be a part of General Baptist all the way around.
Yeah, and what I love about it is it really truly for, the one-time annual event that we do that's the summit is a great experience. It's a great time for people like we've had this week, but to have the ability to push these things into a region where people that may not be able to take the 3 or 4 days that it takes to do this are able to still feel engaged, still feel part of the denomination. I think it's going to be a great thing for us.
Well, and let's be honest, like all these things are great, but at the end of the day, like we're pastors, we're church leaders, we're in the people business. And so all of these are opportunities for us to see people that maybe you don't get to see on the regular, but they're people that you have commonality with, they're people that you care about, they're people who care about you, inspire you, help resource you. So you get to come along alongside of these people and just do life together. And that's what we're trying to do. So many times it feels like we're alone.
Yeah.
And the reality is, like, you're not alone. There's people who have some of the same burdens, blessings, temptations, tensions that you have. And so the more that we can do together, the more that we feel like we can take the world.
Yeah, for sure. And we sometimes forget we're a global organization.
We are.
And so the best ways we can do that are the things we want to do. And so I'm excited about it. I'm excited to be serving with you now on the national
I'm looking forward to it.
At headquarters. And guys, we're excited that you've been able to join us. Real quickly, I'm just going to go to one of our short videos here, and I want you to just check this out for a few minutes. We're going to go to one of our missionary videos. I want you to hear maybe from Christina Massey, and then we're going to be right back to close out our pre-service session.
Welcome to Faith Home in Honduras, home to over 175 children in the last 23 years, thanks to General Baptist being obedient to God's call here. As you can see, we have a beautiful campus, but more importantly, we have some beautiful children that God has entrusted us with. We currently have 45 children on campus, as well as those who have been reunited with family and transitioned out after turning 18. Our family, our Faith Home family, continues to grow each year. Each child placed with us comes with a story. Some stories are so heartbreaking and difficult to even know. They're so hard to understand. But yet God has given them a home to give them a place that they can overcome. Whether they are with us for a few weeks, months, or even years, our goal is to share Christ's love. Because we know that the love of Christ brings beauty from the ashes and gives them a hope for the future. Only God knows the impact Faith Home has left on each of the children and the country of Honduras, and we are blessed just to play a small part in His plan. Thank you for your faithfulness to give and to pray for this ministry. If you would like to know more about partnering with Faith Home Ministry or sponsoring a child, please reach out to any of the missionaries here at Faith Home. You can contact us through Facebook Messenger, or you can email us at faithhome.honduras@gmail.com. God bless you.
Hey, here we are, getting closer and closer and closer. 7 o'clock service start time here at the 2022 Missions and Ministry Summit in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Joining me now is Josh Carpenter. Josh is a fellow pastor in Arkansas, so there is a connection there. But Josh, here you're joining me tonight because you are the 2023 moderator for the summit next year, happening in Evansville, believe it, right?
Correct. Yes.
And so we're going to get into that in here in just a second, but I wanted to just take a second and go, how long have you been doing Summit? How long?
Right. Went to our first GA in 1998.
Okay.
I remember it was actually in Louisville, not far from here.
Okay.
And so kind of been with GA there for a few years, and then started coming to Summit, and maybe missed one during that time.
So you're a trooper then through it all.
Been through a lot of it.
Now I had Dr. Donovan with me here last night, I believe it was, and he might have shared that you two came to your first summit together.
We did.
And had to stay in a Motel 6.
We did, yeah. back in the day, we had, you know, poor college students.
College students, you have to do what you got to do.
That's right.
And so over the years, you've seen these summits kind of change from the GA to what we would know as maybe the current structure to even this year changing a little bit.
Right.
Are you excited about where you see it going?
I'm very excited about it. I mean, I've loved the spirit here this week. just the connection and everybody being together and the excitement you feel in every room you go to.
Yeah.
And you know, we've had that the whole time, but it seems like there's more of a purpose behind it now. There's something holding us together it's different than before.
Yeah, I would agree with you. It just feels like the intentionality behind engaging with people and the different environments we've allowed. The super sessions have been really well received, where people just being together. Yes. Learning together as a body. So I want you to tell me just a few things before we go into the video about maybe next year. What are you excited about?
I'm really excited about, you know, our theme for next year is momentum. And the idea behind momentum is something's going. Something's already rolling, and we want to keep it going. And so this week has really kind of shown that energy that's building, excitement that's building. And so next year we want to keep that going. And one of the big things about next year, it's our 200th anniversary as a movement.
Really? Okay.
And when you talk about momentum, we're talking about 200 years of momentum pushing us forward.
Yeah.
And if we're really able to understand that and grasp it, just think where we go next then. With that much push behind us. Next year, a little bit different. It's going to be July 20th to the 22nd. That's a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Okay.
So totally different format than what we've done before.
Yeah.
And the purpose behind that is hopefully to enable more folks to be able to come and join us.
Right. It gives them that Saturday option in the morning. And then, no, that's fantastic. I think that 200 years mark, a lot of times people might be saying that, you know, well, after 200 years, it should be slowing down. And I feel what the sense is, man, after 200 years, we're just getting rolling.
Right. We're just getting started. And there's a lot of great things ahead of us.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, you guys, I'm going to give you just a second. Watch this information from Pastor Josh and Dr. Donovan. And then tonight, guys, stay with us. Join us for the worship service tonight. Hey, this is Vince Daniel, Vice President of National Missions. Thanks for hanging out with me this week. I can't wait to see you again. And remember, here we are as General Baptist doing more together than we ever could alone. And don't forget that we are here for you, the church. Go be blessed. Join us tonight. Let's worship together.
Hello everyone, we're excited to announce the 2023 Mission and Ministry Summit. Next year's moderator will be Josh Carpenter, the pastor of the Grace United General Baptist Church in Paragould, Arkansas. And we will be meeting next year at the Old National Events Plaza in downtown Evansville. Our host hotel will be the DoubleTree downtown Evansville, and the dates for the event next year are July 20th, 21st, and 22nd.
Yeah, if you take a look at your calendar, you might notice that's a little different format than what we've used in the past. We'll begin the summit on Thursday, and we'll meet together on Thursday, Friday, and at least half a day on Saturday. We hope this gives people the opportunity to be able to come that maybe haven't been able to in the past because of needing to take time off. Really, it's possible to be able to come and only use maybe 2 days vacation and still make it to Summit next year. So we're excited about that new format and how it might involve more people in our Summit.
In 2023, we actually will be also celebrating the 200th anniversary of the founding of General Baptists. Benoni Stinson started the very first General Baptist Church in Evansville in the year 1823. So we'll be gathering together, excited to be able to celebrate 200 years of our history together.
Along with that 200th anniversary, our theme for next year's summit is momentum. And we want to take that energy that Benoni really started 200 years ago, that we can grab a hold of and pull it forward all the way into our present moment and let it push us into the future and the great plans that God has in store for us.
So if you want to register for next year's summit, we encourage you to do so as soon as possible. Go to gbsummit.org/registration. While you're here at the 2022 summit, we want to encourage you to take advantage of special pricing that we're making available just during our event this year. So if you want to go to that website or click on the QR code or go to the guest services desk while you're here at the summit, you get special pricing of $60 for an individual or $400 for a block registration.
So register as soon as you can for next year's summit. We'll be meeting in Evansville, Indiana at the Old National Events Plaza on July 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Danny and I have been attending GAs and summits for over 20 years now, and we've had a lot of great times with great speakers, exciting times of worship. We've learned a lot of things, but you know what makes Summit a great opportunity and a great time? It's when we're all there together. So make sure that you're there. That's what's going to make Summit great next year as we celebrate our 200th anniversary and we move forward with the momentum that God has already blessed us with.